Hello, dear viewer, and welcome to the showcase and review of Dragon's Sky. It is an idle game that feels a little bit like Galaga or Ikaruga, if I'm saying that correctly, where you also merge dragons into more powerful versions of dragons. As you can tell, it's got some pretty good music, and that's one of the big draws of the game, really, is good music, kind of a Zen-like ability to keep merging dragons. As you can see right now, I basically just reopened the game to try to get it set up for this recording. But there is offline gains of money and all that. They believe it works for 12 hours. Right now you can see, there's kind of my little guild message log. There's a treasure chest above these eggs in the bottom right. I didn't tap it in time, it looks like. It usually appears about every minute or so. But you'll get gems and things. Gems can be used for all sorts of in-game currency. And of course, that's one of the things you can buy more of with real-world money. What I like about this game is that it doesn't really get in your face about, oh hey, buy more stuff. It will show you, like, oh hey, you can pay gems for this, you can watch an ad for this, and you can do it so many times per day. Right now we have a bunch of dragons that we can merge. So let's see, you need 2 of the same dragon to merge it. We'll merge that guy. So we have a bunch of tier 10 normal dragons. So one of the kind of weird things about this game, let's go over here. You have your normal dragons, tier 1 dragons, tier 2, all the way up to tier 10. And then the tier 10 dragons, when you merge them, they become elites. However, there's also shiny tier 10 dragons, which give you extra shards and things. So that's one of the ways they try to get you to pay money. Now, once you get your 2 tier 10 dragons, you can merge them into an elite dragon. And then once you've done that, you can set your elite dragons as a separate team, basically. They're all the 6 dragons in front right here. Let's collect a reward for our season pass and that treasure chest. The treasure chests do give you a good amount of money. Most of the time you get like 300 gold per stage at my current level, whereas the treasure chests, as you saw, gave me over 3,000. So our elite dragons are currently in fixed position. I'll change that. But as you can see, they all have different firing patterns as well. Like this guy that I'm moving around, he has stuff that will go seek and destroy. Now I'm going to let him basically fall. As you can see, he is now transparent, and that lets you know that he is no longer active in the fight. Whereas this guy is probably our strongest guy right now. Okay. My current strategy for my elite dragons is to basically have the guys with seeking missiles and stuff on the sides, and the guys who shoot straight to try to be a little bit off-center for any of those waves that come in a little bit later. Now we're going to lose this one, it looks like. However, you can still merge your dragons even when they're transparent. That's something important to note. Let's get a new elite dragon. Okay. Oh, we got another Strares. He's not currently in my lineup because he's only a rare, and he's not as powerful as my other dudes. However, because I just got another Strares, I can now merge him with my old one, and he'll be more powerful than most of my other rare dragons right now. Let's do another one. Ciarabo. Don't destroy my forest. As you can see, he's kind of a plant type, also a rare. We're going to merge our normal dragons a little bit. Okay, and now we're going to release a bunch of our normal dragons. We have too many right now to release all of them, or hatch them. But we're going to go ahead and get a couple of these merged. There we go. Yeah, and as you can see, it takes a lot of dragons. I'd say it's probably 1,000 dragons. I didn't do the math, but I think it's 2 factorial 10 dragons in order to get a tier 10 normal dragon. So that's something to keep in mind. For now, we'll keep hatching. And of course you can get little upgrades that make it automatic for the game to play for you, and hatch dragons and all that. Now we got those guys. Boink. So now we have a tier 7 dragon right there. I do like that all the different tiers look distinct enough that you can kind of tell which tier dragon you have. But yeah, the little pips at the bottom of the screen. The orange pips are my 6 elite dragons, and the yellower orange pips at the bottom represent the normal dragons that we're hatching. And sometimes I did get an upgrade where they'll automatically fuse. So yeah, there's a lot of tapping in this game, especially when you first start. And of course you can maneuver your dragons during combat, so you can do better. We are going to return now. So let's see, we'll go back a few stages. We're still at a multiple of 10, so it's every multiple of 10 stages you get increased return rewards. So we'll go ahead and return. I'm not going to pay gems to double it, because the game wants me to do this anyway. I'm still kind of a little bit in the tutorial, and it's been at least 24 hours of gameplay. I want to say it's been closer to 48. Okay, so now we can go to a fire world instead of our neutral world that we've been to. Select again. Alright, a little bit of a hiccup in the recording there, but now we can choose a fire world. We'll go here. We will start. So my guess is we'll see more fire dragons here. We're going to get a little reward there. The game is pretty liberal with its initial rewards. In fact, you'll probably keep playing for about 2 hours because they keep giving you more and more dragons to keep merging. I believe I ended up with 5 elite dragons at the end of that total, which was pretty good, you know. And of course, they're not as powerful as they could be. So, now that we have some dragons we can merge, let's see, we've got this guy, Wolfgoth. I'd gotten an extra one earlier on, so we'll evolve him for 120,000. And there we go. So now he's 5 stars instead of 4 stars as a rare. Of course, there are different rarities. I've got an epic guy here who's still only 4 stars, but he's an epic. So, of course, higher DPS, higher defense, but still Bonehorn. I have leveled up the most, and he was my first guy that I evolved, which makes sense. Now, every time you return, you get these kind of elemental stones underneath the evolve, and depending on your element, you can upgrade your dragons a little bit extra. So we'll do all that. Okay, so that's one reason why you want to have different elements in your team lineup, because otherwise you're going to use all your stones up on one element. And of course, because he hasn't evolved, we haven't unlocked all these different enhancements that we could do. And it looks like, yeah, he gets other effects as you evolve them as well. Let's go ahead and increase attack. I want to be very aggressive. We're going to lock him in so we don't accidentally get rid of him. And so on and so forth. Okay, and as you can hear, the game is playing more in the background. What I do like is that it does tell you, oh hey, you can still upgrade stuff, but it doesn't force you to do that or anything. That's nice. Okay, so, as you can see, we've got quite a few elite dragons, and all that stuff. Now, I think the game's rating in the App Store is pretty accurate, because there's not too much to do, and it takes a while to unlock things like these battles. So we're going to go to a daily boss, Cursed Forest, just to kind of show it. I haven't been to this stage before, so I have to start from stage 1. We can change our team. I think it's automatically chosen our strongest guys. Yeah. So we should be fine, especially for a stage 1. I haven't changed anything. So yeah, we're fine. Let's see. We'll go in. You can see your rewards listed below that tier. And, okay, there's a light story. So this is the antagonist, apparently. Raksha the Conqueror. Everyone entering the Cursed Forest will be cursed themselves. Blah, blah, blah. Creepy. So yeah. And, as you saw, we just melted that guy. Because he's tier 1. I've made it to tier 4 pretty easily. So far. I would say you can make it to tier 3 with at least, I think, 1 evolved dragon. So a 5-star guy. But stage 4, you really need to be pretty higher level, like around 100, I'd say, with maybe 1 or 2. Okay, so as you can see, it also tells you who's doing your most damage, which will help you figure out who you've invested in the most, or who you need to invest in, etc., etc. So I kind of like that feature as well. Stage 3. Okay. We should be just fine. I'm not moving my dragons around because we didn't need to. But, of course, there are some bosses, like there's one with giant fireballs circling around the screen. You can try to maneuver your dragons to prevent them from getting hit by the fireballs. So yeah, the game has enough of kind of micromanagement to it that you can do that if you really want to. And if you don't really care about maximizing everything, then you don't have to worry about it. And as you can see, we can do finish now on stages before the stage that we have hit the end of. So, like, we can't just immediately finish stage 3 because we just finished it. And that is the highest level we've unlocked. If we finish stage 4, we should be able to do a finish now on stage 3. Now, you can watch ads to do more tries, but you usually get 3 tries at a time. And it takes 2 hours to refresh. You can, of course, watch ads to do things. However, the game does seem to have issues with pulling up ads occasionally. So that can make things interesting. But yeah. So now that we've finished that ad, which they do mute, we have 15 minutes of autoplay. So it's going to do all this stuff for me automatically, including click on the treasure chests. So I'll try to leave this open until that happens. Ah, we have another tier 10 dragon. Excellent. So, honestly, this does work. We can also speed up the hatching of the dragons by, once again, watching that thing. But you know what? I will spend some gems for you, dear viewer. I'm going to go ahead and do that. So now it should be less than 2 seconds, I think, for them to hatch a new dragon. And it'll just keep going in the background. Now, you have different upgrades and things you can do. Like, technically, the player is kind of this goddess avatar person. You get life stones by raiding the legendary boss. Let's go ahead and upgrade some attack. As far as I can tell, I believe these costumes will give you different abilities and things. And if I understand correctly, some of them have a wearing, like you have to wear this in order to get that effect. But unlocking them, I think, will give you that holding effect. So unlocking them seems like a good idea. Anyway, that's a thing. Other upgrades include a lab, where you can use either obsidian that you earn by playing the game to upgrade your abilities, such as reduce hatching time. We'll go ahead and do that, especially since we've tripled that, or cut it in 1/3, basically. I also like the hatch a tier 2 dragon from the egg. That just basically speeds up the whole progress of the game. But you can, of course, also spend gems here. There's another whole lab area for gems, because they want you to use them. However, they're not terrible about it. As you can see, there are ways you can speed up the game just by spending money. Of course, they gotta make money. There's a lucky wheel, and then there's these dragon bundles you can use the gems on. Other than that, there are special shops as well. You can spend gems to get gold if you run into a little bit of a wall on the gold. Really, though, you get gold pretty quickly, all things considered, so I wouldn't worry about that. Essences are probably the most, like, I don't know. They don't seem worth it, really, but they probably are in the future. So, you can go to this explore section. You can search for stuff. We're going to go ahead and click search again. So now, we're going to try to tame some dragons. We get 2 free chances, so there's no reason not to try it for free first. But then you can try to use gems, right? And sometimes you'll get things like an epic dragon of an elite dragon. And then you can spend 7,000 gems to try to get it. Oh, good. We got a dragon on the back. So let's search again. You usually get 3 at a time if you have let it recharge fully. And of course, sometimes you can get things like search tickets, which will give you another search option. Oh man, you're not getting these tier 7s. Oh well. Yeah. I've seen an epic dragon appear once on this. Okay, we got a tier 2. Okay, search again. And then we still have a search ticket, so we could try that. So a tier 9. Try again. Okay, we got that. Nice. I'm gonna try a tier 8 as well. Now, the one thing I've noticed is I don't think the autoplay will match up your tier 10 dragons. So that could clog your normal dragons if you don't pay attention and don't do your tier 10s. Okay, so here's where you can get essences. I really don't know if this is worthwhile or not compared to getting a really high quality dragon. But you do get a discount spending gems to get these essences, and sometimes a bunch of high tier essences show up, like right now. So I believe I will do it, because I don't know where else you can get those. And we can click search again. You can always get one for free, which is nice. It's usually low tier, which makes sense. And then, okay, there's one high tier essence, 4 stars, whatever. We're going to say no to that. And it will warn you, which is pretty nice, in case you're just kind of clicking. Okay. So, I think they've done a pretty good job overall on the UI. Okay, why aren't you matching my dudes for me? Just thought we were still on autoplay. So I think that tier 10 dragon may have messed up the game's ability to play automatically or something. We still have this sped up hatching. Oh, okay. For some reason autoplay was inactive. I don't know if it was accidentally clicked or what. So we lost some egg hatches due to that. Maybe leaving the menu. I do believe that leaving the game or exiting the game while you have auto hatching or the auto play on will in fact not do anything. Which kind of makes sense, right? They want you to keep the game open in order to do stuff and progress. Now as you progress through the game and get player levels, you get rewards. You can change your name. I'm going to collect all of our stuff that I have collected. The ends are basically, oh hey, you have something to collect, which is nice. Ah, we got more search tickets. We got a shiny tier 10. And you do normally want to combine 2 shiny tier 10 dragons, so that's something to note. You get more rewards for that than doing a shiny and normal. So hopefully it didn't auto-fuse. No, it did not. And most of the time when you collect a dragon, it, as a reward, it'll put them up front. Which is interesting. So the normal dragons hatch in the back. So that's another nice little touch that they've done. And then I currently have my elite dragons not in a fixed position. But we can fix that. Okay, so we've done some stuff. Let's go ahead to the legendary boss. You will not win against the legendary boss. The idea is just based on the amount of damage you deal, you collect better rewards, as far as I can tell. So we will probably... Oh, we've already lost some people. Trying to dodge a little bit, but didn't quite work. So yeah, you probably want your highest damage person behind everybody else, so that they can tank for them. So we were below our previous record. Tisk. But we got 30 life stones out of that. Once again, those are for upgrading your goddess. So yeah. We can do another challenge, and we'll probably wait though to upgrade our elite dragons today. Good, it is still automatically playing. Now our legion is basically our guild, and so on and so forth. So yeah. Looks like we got past stage 90. So it was trying to tell us, I think, that we got a reward. We can upgrade the essences, since we bought some. Okay. Which one? Aha, this one. So we can level that up. And it does look like there was an easy level up at the top of the screen, but I wanted to show you how it looks, just in case you don't see that. Okay. We still have our search function available, we still have our elite dragons we can level up, and so on and so forth. But right now we're making good work through the fire world, and we've gotten some daily rewards figured out. Alright, we've collected all of those. What else have we got? More life stones. Okay. And then we've got more gems from these achievements. Okay. So yeah, as you can see, they're pretty nice about giving you gems and things. They want you to keep playing the game, of course. And really, they have enough structured around the basic watch ads, get stuff. Ooh, we have 2 normal dragons. That tier 10. Yoink. Ah, Ladnot. I remember you. Okay, so, other than that, let's not collect that yet. We already have autoplay active anyway. So, yeah, that's pretty much the game in a nutshell. You can level people up. And honestly, I wouldn't even worry about leveling up the normal dragons. They have a far lower DPS. 7,000. Ooh, this guy has higher DPS. Okay. But yeah, they are definitely not as good as your elite dragons, who have like 32,000. You know, I would sink your gold into your elite dragons. Especially since they're the only ones that can do boss rushes and things with your guild or legion. So yeah. Overall, once again, I think it's worth the 4 stars in the App Store. They do a pretty good job. It's an idle game, you know. You can have fun merging dragons if you want. You can take a break and just listen to the fun music. I would say the backgrounds are pretty repetitive. They basically just reuse the assets and flip them and stuff, which, you know, that's not really the point of the game. The real point of the game is to be kind of zen. Enjoy the dragons, enjoy the music. Now, things for the parents to note are, yeah, they do have the goddess and other female 3D models, like the Conqueror, as you saw earlier. As far as I'm aware, that's as, like, adult as the game gets. There might be some curse words in the very few dialogue cutscenes they have. The game is definitely not based around its story. It's based around having fun merging dragons. And seeing more dragons pop into your team. So, yeah. Overall, I'd say a decent game. So thank you for watching, dear viewer. Leave a like if you've enjoyed this showcase and review of Dragon Sky. And have a great day.